stop exactly where you are. Put your phone on silent, lock your door, and prepare to hear the absolute, unfiltered truth about a scandal so deeply buried by the Turkish media establishment that just whispering it could get you blacklisted. For months, you have been desperately analyzing every single glance, every cryptic Instagram post, and every awkward red carpet interview involving Afra Sarıkoglu and Mert Demir. The paparazzi have fed you a diet of absolute chaos. One day they are secretly engaged, the next day they are bitter enemies who refuse to make eye contact on the set of Yali Kapkini. You have been manipulated, confused, and lied to by a PR machine designed to keep you addicted. But the devastating, breathtaking reality of what actually happened 48 hours ago inside a windowless, high-security boardroom in Levent is going to shatter everything you thought you knew about the golden couple of Turkish television. The stage for this apocalyptic showdown was not a glamorous award ceremony or a romantic Italian getaway. It was the top floor of the production company's headquarters. According to a highly placed, anonymous executive assistant who was trembling when she leaked this information, Afra and Mert were summoned to an emergency midnight meeting by the highest-ranking network bosses. They were not called in to discuss the script for the next episode. They were ambushed. When they walked into that freezing, silent room, they were told to sit down, and a massive, 50-page legal document was slid across the polished mahogany table. It was not a contract extension. It was an ironclad, deeply humiliating relationship management protocol designed to completely hijack their personal lives for the sake of television ratings. The executives, terrified by the unpredictable nature of the couple's real-life dynamic and how it was allegedly destabilizing the show's marketing strategy, delivered a chilling ultimatum. The contract demanded absolute, total submission. It explicitly stated that Afra and Mert had to either completely fake a highly publicized, bitter breakup to generate sympathetic PR for the upcoming season, or they had to sign an NDA swearing to hide any real romantic relationship for the next 5 years. If they were caught by paparazzi holding hands, going on a private vacation, or even leaving a restaurant together without prior written permission from the network, they would be hit with a catastrophic, multi-million-dollar financial penalty that would bankrupt them both instantly. The executives essentially put a price tag on their souls. They were telling the two biggest stars in Turkey that their love, their freedom, and their youth belonged entirely to the corporation. The source reports that the silence in that boardroom was suffocating. The network bosses sat back, arms crossed, expecting the young actors to bow their heads, pick up the pen, and sign away their lives out of fear. They severely underestimated who they were dealing with. Mert Demir did not pick up the pen. He didn't yell, he didn't throw a tantrum, and he didn't ask for his lawyer. He reportedly looked at the contract, let out a dark, cynical laugh that echoed off the glass walls, and looked directly into the eyes of the billionaire producer across the table. Then he looked at Afra. Afra Sarıkoglu, a woman who has endured unimaginable public scrutiny and toxic industry pressure, did not flinch. She gave him a single, silent nod. It was a silent communication forged in the fire of surviving the Turkish paparazzi together. In a move that will go down in television history as the ultimate act of rebellion, Mert stood up from his leather chair. He picked up the multi-million-dollar contract, and right in front of the most powerful men in the industry, he slowly and deliberately tore the document perfectly in half. He dropped the shredded papers back onto the mahogany table. He then reached out, took Afra's hand, visibly and defiantly intertwining his fingers with hers. And they walked out of the boardroom together, leaving the heavy wooden door wide open and the executives in a state of absolute, paralyzed shock. They chose each other over the machine. They declared an all-out, unscripted war against the very industry that created them. Right now, the production offices of Yali Kapkini are in a state of apocalyptic panic. The writers are terrified, the PR teams are working overtime to suppress the leak, and the network is desperately trying to figure out how to control two superstars who just proved that they're entirely uncontrollable. Afra and Mert have reportedly refused to answer any calls from management since that night. They're essentially holding the highest-rated show in the country hostage with nothing but their own integrity. The Seiran and ferret you watch crying and screaming on your television screens every Friday night are nothing compared to the absolute warriors Afra and Mert just became in real life. They looked at a system that tries to buy and sell human emotions, and they burned it to the ground. I want to ask you, the millions of fans who have lived and breathed this journey with them, what do you think happens next? Will the network fire them and risk destroying their billion-lira franchise, or will they be forced to let Afra and Mert live and love on their own terms? And honestly, does knowing that they risked their entire careers for each other make you look at their on-screen chemistry completely differently today?